Hello, marketers. Welcome to another episode of Digital Marketing News, and this is your host, Sanidhya Baveja. Well, I would like to start with mentioning that this week was with maximum updates. With every day, the updates were increasing, and I started wondering if Facebook and Google were competing against each other. Then I thought, what kind of stupid question is that? Of course, they are. And then I started self doubting myself, and then I remembered that I have a podcast to record. So here I am. Oh man, so what can overthinking lead to? So I will just lower down the crusade over you and dive straight into the marketing news. The first update is coming from Google. Google shows rich results on question and answer queries. The rich text labels the top answers explicitly. To expand on the format above, Google has added a new structured data type named Q&A pages. Google shared a link to the developer resources of this new structured data type. You can also test the structured data over there. The link to that would be available in the description below. It might drive a higher click-through rates to your sites than the standard blue link results on normal search result snippets. Moving on to another update, which is again coming from Google. Sold here text will appear in the Google searches. So if you are selling something, for example, ceiling fans or something, then a person is searching for Home Depot, then there would be a small line in the map snippet which comes over there with a blue tick at the down, and after a blue tick it will be written sold here, followed by a colon and the entity which you are selling, for example over here ceiling fans. This could lead to higher in-store conversions triggered by someone searching in Google. It may be pulling from the local inventory ads features, or it may look for customer reviews, Q&A, or website mentions. But currently it is not clear how Google is able to figure out what the store is selling. Moving on, Google officially is rolling out new search bar with sticky header and rounded search bar. So if next time you go and search it on Google, then you would be seeing this particular kind of search bar over there. Moving on to YouTube, YouTube drops paywall for some originals. Until now, it was only available to people with access to YouTube Premium, but now it would be available for everyone. New sponsorship opportunities and new inventory may become available in Google Preferred. So Google Preferred is an inventory based advertisement section where they have all their videos which performed really well, and people can or advertisers can go and directly buy an estate, and their advertisements would specifically be triggered during that video. For example, Despacito. So Despacito was a very hot entity at the moment, and people went over there and bought YouTube advertisements for that particular video. Moving on to Google Search Console. Bug in Google Search Console was responsible for reporting data loss. So Google said that image search data was lost because of a bug. Google posted on the data anomalies page that December 1 onward, some data for clicks in Google Images from mobile devices was dropped. This change only affects the Google Search Console reporting, not your actual performance on Google search. So this was the exact statement which was given by Google. When you are looking at your search analytics and performance reports in Google Search Console and you see a dip in traffic and impressions, then you can easily figure out that this was not because of an actual drop, but this was because of the bug. In case you didn't make any major changes on your site, then obviously it was because of those major changes which might have triggered that. Moving on, local services by Google expands beyond US into Canada. Local services ads in Canadian markets will appear with Google Guarantee badge as well as customer ratings and reviews. Google is also running a test in the US to show the number of local bookings businesses have received. So in the snippet which would be appearing after the Google search result, there would be a mention of how many times this particular business has been requested to provide their service, and this would help other customers with the trust factor. Moving on to another update, which is again coming from Google. Google Posts test like button. So Google Post was a recent concept, and over there the like button is being tested. One of the users on Twitter posted the screenshot of the same. Moving on, Google says that it is worthwhile to have unique images on each page. John Mueller of Google said on a hangout last week that when it comes to images, he thinks it is worthwhile to have unique images on each of your pages. The link of the same would be in the description, where he discusses this in the hangout within 30 seconds of the start of the hangout. Moving on to DuckDuckGo, where DuckDuckGo claims that Google search personalization is perpetuating the filter bubble. So Google is basically denying these allegations as always, but here are some of the findings which DuckDuckGo was able to deduce from the searches which it made on Google. Most people saw results unique to them even when logged out and in private browsing mode. Second, Google included links for some participants that it did not include for others. Third, they saw significant variation within the news and videos info boxes. Fourth, private browsing mode and being logged out of Google offered almost zero filter bubble protection. Well, non-personalized search results make job of SEO practitioners easier because they can better determine the performance of their tactics. So the bubble which if Google is creating is harmful for every SEO person, because they won't be able to target customers out of that bubble. Moving on to Facebook, where Facebook rolls out group stories globally. Earlier it wasn't a global thing, now it is. Facebook announced this on Tuesday, where it was rolling out stories for groups globally and adding emoji reactions for group members. Facebook already introduced a number of controls for group admins to monitor content in stories and the members contributing to them, including first, the ability to block or mute a member from contributing to a story. Second, an approval feature to approve members before they add content to a story. Third, the ability to delete any story, photos or videos not related to the group. Fourth, admin only setting that allows the group admin to the ability to post and contribute to the group stories. Fifth, the ability to opt out of the group stories to disallow the feature within a group. Facebook group members can view group stories on both mobile and desktop, but would be able to add the stories only through mobile devices initially. To add a group story, members tab on the story located on the top of the group mobile page and select the add button. And group admins can manage the story posting permissions and approvals via group settings and block or mute as discussed before. Moving on to Google Local Listings, where Google Local Listings tests new design for images. The new design shows a carousel of image categories at the top, letting searchers filter by inside, by owner, videos, inside and others. Google is rolling out more features for responsive search ads and adds 10 languages. This week, Google said it will be rolling out 4 reporting and feedback tools for RSAs, responsive search ads. In the coming months, you will start to see suggested headlines and descriptions when creating new responsive search ads. This will roll out in English to start, with other languages following. In another effort to make it easier to create RSAs in the interface, Google will start importing headlines and descriptions from existing text ads in the same ad group. You will be able to see ad strength updates in the status column in the UI to see if your ads are disapproved or if you are losing impressions. Google has also made RSAs available in 10 additional languages, namely Danish, Dutch, Italian, Japanese, Norwegian, Polish, Portuguese and Russian. Moving on to Google Allo. So Google is finally shutting down Google Allo, where Google Search Assistant made its debut, and there's nothing more to read about this thing. So they are basically shutting it down finally. Next update is from Search Console. So after the arrival of new Search Console, this was already expected, this particular news. So many of the old Search Console reports will now be redirected to new Search Console reports by 13 December. Google said it is currently removing reports that have replacements in new version of Google Search Console. So now it's time for Facebook. Facebook's testing new live video mode for sellers for pages or to promote products. This option appears to be an extension of Facebook's shopping option for pages, which enables businesses to list products they are selling. Facebook is testing a new element in its slowly evolving e-commerce tools with a dedicated Facebook Live mode that enables pages to showcase products in their streams which viewers can easily purchase via screenshots. Can you imagine via screenshots? Well, the screenshot process will likely involve dedicated button for viewers which they can tap during broadcast. Now, next update is from Instagram. Automatic image description by Instagram for visually impaired is now available. So this option is in the advanced setting while you are posting your post or your image or your video on Instagram. While you are posting, there would be an advanced setting option where you can click and go to write alt text and enter image description. This will enable Instagram to provide more accurate explanations for image content to visually impaired users. This step provides Instagram an upper hand in terms of image categorization, helping marketers target users whose posts have favorable attributes. So it's a win-win situation for everyone. Well, LinkedIn adds location sharing option to messaging. This tab is in order to help everyone coordinate for meetings. Most of the times during messaging, this particular feature was acting as a hurdle, and LinkedIn has tried to eradicate this particular hurdle. Moving on to YouTube. YouTube is rolling out a new app feature for autoplay on home. The video will be muted and it will be playing with captions on. Users will be able to control how the autoplay functionality works, including the ability to disable it entirely or to only keep it on when connected to Wi-Fi and all those things. So I have provided the link to the discussion which is going on. You can go and check that out. Moving on to Instagram. Instagram is testing side scrolling feed view. Similar to stories where side scrolling is present when you want to surf through the stories, the similar thing would be there in side scrolling. Therefore, there is initial testing which is going on, and I have provided the link to the discussion which is going on in the description below. Moving on to Facebook. Again, Facebook adds animated GIFs, new live sharing and customization options to Messenger Lite. As per Facebook, while you could receive GIFs in Messenger Lite for some time, they were not animated. Starting now, people can express themselves more in chats with family and friends by sending and playing animated GIFs. To send a GIF, use a third-party keyboard such as Google Keyboard. Search for GIFs in their library and send a more expressive message. Facebook is also adding new customization options for group chats, with a range of colors now available to better define your conversation. Facebook added, if you would like to share a file, picture, a video, or an audio file with friends and family, you can now do so in Messenger Lite. To share a file, tap the plus sign, select the file or video from the pop-up and hit send. Now the next update is again from Facebook. Facebook is testing comment quality feedback option. It is the evolved version of downvote and upvote which Facebook tested earlier this year. It's unclear of why it is introduced and for like when it would be in progress, but many speculate it is done in order to boost quality content and remove or flag the inappropriate one. So the next update is from YouTube. YouTube will now let users watch more ads to start in order to avoid disrupted viewing. According to YouTube, frequent ads result in a dull user experience and poor user metrics, especially for the videos which are of long session. This particular step will result in lower interruptions, resulting therefore in a better user experience. So the last update of today or this week is of Facebook. Facebook expands subscriptions to help publishers retain audience. You can read more about this in the description below. I have attached a link for this. Well, this was all for the week. I hope you found this useful, and let me know in the comments below which new feature excites you the most. To stay updated every day with the news, follow the hashtag digital marketing news on Twitter. I continuously tweet and retweet all the news which I am able to find over Twitter related to digital marketing news over there, and you can be updated as quickly as the news comes and pops up, and you don't have to wait for the podcast every Sunday. Well, have a good week ahead, guys, and obviously if you want to share this with someone you feel like is worth sharing, please spread the word and keep hustling, guys.